Morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the reading for the lovely sign of Cancer. Cancer, as I always do, my little blurb. Firstly, if you are a Cancer and identify as Cancer, so if I ask you what sign are you and you say Cancer, that is generally your sun sign. So you also have a moon sign, a rising, a planet in Saturn, Pluto, Mars, whatever. So when you were born, the planets aligned. And you've probably heard that so many times. That's why we're all so different, even if we all identify as a Cancer sun. So if you are interested in looking at what other planets you can watch, you can go to somewhere like Cafe Astrology. All you need to do is Google a natal chart or a birth chart. Put in the details of your birth. If you have the time of your birth, that will give you an extremely accurate reading around your rising or your ascendant. If you don't have your time of birth, you can still get a chart. If you can get a free download, then download it and print it up. It's very interesting and good fun to look at, but it also gives you other aspects of yourself that you can learn about. Now, thank you very much for joining my channel. Thank you to those who've taken up memberships with me. If you are interested in learning the tarot, I do have a membership now on my channel where you can learn how to read the tarot. We're only in the early stages at the moment and sort of learning the cards themselves, but I will be starting to put things together after, probably by the end of next week. And for those of you who are members who are watching this, thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you on board, and certainly a pleasure to teach you what I know about the tarot. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the grand old age of 65, and I've been reading the tarot for over 50 years. So I started when I was very young, but I was reading cartomancy or normal playing card decks. Where I got the idea from or how I knew about that is still something I can't explain to you, but I was very drawn to doing that when I was young. I've probably been doing it professionally for about 10 to 15 years now. I lose track. Sometimes when people ask me, I think I was doing fairs for probably close to 10 years. So it would be somewhere between 10 and 15 years that I started doing professional. And I think I've been on YouTube for nearly 6 years. So, alrighty. So I have lots of experience. Okay, so we're going to start off this reading with the Five of Swords, Cancer. The Five of Swords for me is very much a card of walking away from something. Now, some people will say it's a card of being selfish. And it can represent that sort of energy. But what for me it represents is what I always saw as a Pyrrhic victory, or a victory where you didn't really gain something. Because in the traditional cards, we see somebody walking away with all the swords, but there's nobody with them. So it's like you've won something, but was it worth it? And it often comes up when you've walked away from something because it didn't gain you anything, or you got nothing from it, or you weren't gaining from it. So say, for example, you were in a relationship where you really loved somebody, but they didn't return the love. And sometimes that can mean we have to walk away for our own well-being, even if it hurts. So that's the Five of Swords energy. Now behind that, I have the Death card. So the Death card, it could be that you've walked away from something that had already had a natural ending. So sometimes, let's just go further. That's the card of Scorpio. We do have Eight of Wands coming through. Somebody's communicating with you after a period of time. They want a brand new beginning here. Okay. All right. Energy coming through. I feel like something that you walked away from, it could have been, because the cards do flip, that whatever it was, the person may have walked away from you. There seems to have been nothing more that could have been gained from this situation. So, for example, if you were dealing with someone who was married, maybe you realised that there was no point in persevering with something because this person had said they weren't going to leave their partner. But there is a really strong feeling here that there is communication coming from this person and they want a new beginning. Now, I always say to people, don't hang too much on the new beginning, because sometimes I think people do that because they need closure or they need to resolve something in their own heart. So maybe there's some guilt there, maybe there's some anger over what happened, whatever, but somebody may want to reconcile that. It doesn't always mean they want a new beginning. However, sometimes that happens too. So let's have a look. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune coming round. The time is right here with the King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming through here. With the King, we do have the Tower coming through, as well as the Nine of Pentacles. Your person has either walked away from something themselves, or you've walked away from something yourself and they know that you are not so much available, but you're unattached. So this may be a really good time to resolve something with you. I really like the energy here. I feel like with this King of Swords, because for me the King of Swords often represents, it is the card of Libra. We can see the scales here. So often I feel like that represents a lawyer or some sort of decision for separation here, especially with the Tower. But the Wheel of Fortune here as well tells me that something is falling into place here on your path that was meant to fall in place at this time. Nine of Pentacles, you see, there's a real sort of energy with the Nine of Pentacles that maybe somebody has become divorced, separated, or maybe you've walked away from something and you are now available. Somebody is definitely wanting to make contact with you here. All right, so we have the Princess of Pentacles coming through. So it seems to be some, look, Nine of Cups, wish card. The wish card's right in the middle of the reading. Okay, and we have the Seven of Wands here. All right, so firstly, I want to say to you, this could have been a very long period of time for you. Could be somewhere between 7 months and 7 years. But somebody here wants to offer you something. Now, often with the Princess of Pentacles, I feel like that could be the offer of friendship, the offer of, as I said, to reconcile, to make amends, or an apology, for example. But the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Wands together tells me that you never gave up on this person. And you may have moved on with your life with that Nine of Pentacles. You may have got yourself into a really good space. And that may be what is attracting this person back in, because you're high vibrating here. So to me, you've done a lot of healing. Okay. We have the Seven of Cups. A lot of sevens coming through. With the Six of Swords as a victory. Six of Swords up. And we have the Princess of Cups here. So I have a lot of energy of forgiveness and letting things go. So I think that you've got to a place where you're no longer harboring anger, resentment, or disappointment, because there is a feeling here of being able to let something go and being able to clear a slate. Now, again, with that Six of Swords, you've obviously moved away from something. And the Six of Swords for me is when you move away from an energy, but you've done lots of healing. So you've known that you had a lot of lessons to learn from an experience and you've worked through that energy. And to me, there is a feeling here of being able to release and forgive. So if you're not at that point of releasing and forgiving, this reading more than likely won't be for you. Because sometimes when we're not at that point of release and forgive, we'll keep rehashing. And that's the time when we have a problem with reconciling relationships, because we keep rehashing the past. And you may have dealt with someone like that yourself, when they just keep bringing up things from the past that you're done with. And I feel like when you're really ready to forgive and release, you clear that. You clear that. So the past is the past. And I think a lot of the time when we're angry or we're upset, we say things we don't mean. The last thing we want is somebody rehashing that for us, because we may not have meant it at the time. We were just angry or upset or hurt by something. And I feel like here there's a real feeling of being able to just put everything behind us and move forward. Again, I feel like this person is maybe offering you a level of friendship, a level of somehow bringing something back together, but there is no feeling here of a romantic reconciliation. However, Because you have certain cards here, I would say to you, maybe it's a starting point. You know, sometimes when we rush into a relationship and we have all ideals about how it's going to pan out, we can be so focused on that. But when we come back together and we forgive and let go, we can start again and we can start rebuilding. And I feel like that's why the Tower's here. It's almost like you need to let go of everything, clear the slate, start again, and this time do it right from scratch. So maybe you're taking it back to a friendship because you had a friendship with this person, but maybe you're taking it right back to tin tacks because you want to this time rebuild something new and something different that you can both work on. All right, little quick recap. So we have this energy of the Five of Swords. So something was left behind, even if it wasn't something you wanted to do, because there was a death here. There was a change, there was a refocus, there was a new beginning. So I do feel that somebody wants to make an offer to you now, and I do feel there's communication coming in. And to me, you have the Fool card, which talks about a brand new beginning. So somehow or another, I feel like somebody is stepping back that maybe you didn't, and it may not be romantic for you. It may not be romantic. It may be a family member that you had a falling out with. But this person wants to clean the slate and start again. So, Cancer, let's read you an oracle card. Sometimes getting a card out, it's like trying to pull teeth. So I always wait for the card that's left in my hand, and it's called Serendipity. Might have to have a change of deck soon. It's actually 18, which of course is the card. It adds up to 9, which I really like, the end of a cycle. And it's really pretty, this one. Oh, twice I've gone to 19 instead of 18. I need to go back to the drawing board. Opportunity allied with readiness. The awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magic alignment of events. So the essential meaning, or the oracle message here, says you've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wonderful legacy for others in the future. So expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you very much. So the relationship message here says Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have only met, or you're about to meet, someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. So to me, this sort of makes me feel like the time is right to heal something, to bring something back together. And that's why I said this isn't always about it isn't always about a romantic thing. It could be that this could be somebody in your family or somebody close to you that perhaps you left behind because they offered nothing to you anymore. There is a definite feeling that whatever this is, you've walked away from it. So I will leave you with that. Thanks, Cancer.